Okay, the first task in this module is going to be adding a custom domain to our Office 365 tenant. To start this process from the admin portal, we go to Setup and then Domains. You can see that the tenant domain is already here, the onmicrosoft.com domain. Microsoft manages all the setup and DNS for that domain, so we don't need to do anything more for that particular domain name. You'll also notice that Microsoft lets you buy domains right here in the admin portal. So if you don't have your own DNS registrar in mind that you want to buy domain names from, Microsoft doesn't actually sell them directly. They're actually sold through GoDaddy, and Microsoft will set it up for you and manage the DNS records. But I've already got a domain, so I don't need to buy one here. So let's go ahead and add a new domain. It's how Microsoft verifies that you actually own and control the domain name that you want to add to your tenant. Obviously, it would not be good if they just allowed you to add any old domain that anyone else owns. There's two verification methods you can choose from. The first is email verification. The email will be sent to the registered owner of the domain, so that's pulled from the public whois information for the domain. Take the code that is emailed to you and paste it into the verification box. The other method is to add a text record or TXT record to your domain's DNS zone. This requires you to have access to edit records in your DNS zone that is hosted by your DNS hosting provider. So which method you choose will probably be a matter of convenience and depend on what you actually have access to, the registration email for the domain or the DNS zone for the domain. If you have access to both, then I'd say email is the best choice because adding a TXT record to DNS might delay your verification if there's a DNS replication or propagation delay. I'm going to use email because okay, we've proven that we own the domain. Next, Microsoft wants to know who is going to host the DNS records for the domain. You can choose to host your DNS zone with Microsoft, so they'll set up all the required DNS records for you, or you can host your own. For existing domains, that is domains you already are using for email or for your website elsewhere, you probably want to keep hosting your own DNS records, which is what we're going to choose here. Office 365 detects who your existing DNS host is. In my case, it is Amazon Web Services. I use their Route 53 DNS service to host the DNS for my domain names. And what we're now told to do is to add the required DNS records for Office 365 services to our DNS zone, which is what we're going to look at in the next video.